Good evening, all the joinees. Hi, this is Ansu. I welcome you all to the webinar conducted by Engine Markets. By the time the others join in, let's have a look at today's webinar topic. So, today our major focus will be on how you can analyze mutual funds. Specifically, we will be looking upon various risk parameters that could be used for analyzing mutual funds. Firstly, we will be looking upon VAR, that is value at risk, which typically lets us know the downside risk of a specific fund. Following that, we will be looking upon capture ratios, both up capture as well as down capture, which will let us know how did the fund perform when the benchmark was in a bull versus a bear run respectively. Following that, we will be looking upon the risk and returns scatter plot, and we will be seeing how do the fund get plotted onto this scatter plot basis its risk and returns as a parameter. Lastly, we will be looking upon the drawdown and recovery analysis, which will tell us how quickly a fund has recovered from any loss that has happened in the past, basis the time period that we have set in. And then we will be looking upon the rolling return analysis, which will let us know the consistency of the schemes. And lastly, the quorum would be open for a Q&A session. You could either unmute yourself or type down your questions in the chat box below. So let us begin. So this is our landing page on Engine Markets, which is the Markets tab. For today's topic related webinar, we will be focusing majorly onto this funds and compare tab. In addition to that, we will also be using the single fund analysis as well. So I would be going towards this funds section. Now, from this section, let's say I specifically want to look upon a single category, that is FlexiCap. So in this screener section itself, you can go to this filter categories as an option and simply click on the checkbox for FlexiCap, wherein the entire universe of 41 FlexiCap fund will load onto your screen. Once this has come up, let's say I wish to shorten my list. I am not focused upon the entire universe of FlexiCap fund and I wish to shorten it. For that, we have provided you with basic filter parameters. So let's say I want to cap it basis a minimum AUM range of 5,000 crore. So I would input it right here in this minimum AUM search box and I hit on apply. So once that is done, our list has gotten shortened from 41 that we viewed for the entire universe. We are now left with 19 funds only, meeting the AUM parameter. Now, let's say I also add in another parameter of age in this minimum age section. Let's say I select an age of 5 and I'll click on apply. And now we are left with 15 funds meeting both of these filter parameters of AUM and of age. Now, specifically talking about risk parameters for these funds, we have provided you with preset column views mentioned right here. You can simply click on this drop down and we have preset created certain column views, certain basic column views, risk related column views, return related column views, and so on. Since we are focusing on only risk related parameters, you could select this risk columns and all the columns that are specific to the funds related to risk will now come up onto the screen. Of course, there will be certain columns such as AUM, top 3, 5, 10, 20 holdings that will also come up in addition to that. Now, firstly, let's say we try to focus on VAR right here, which has been mentioned, which is an abbreviation for value at risk. So, this value at risk lets us know the downside risk of a respective fund. It is said that if history were to repeat itself with a given confidence interval, in this case, which is 95. Now, where you can determine that is in this apply filters option for minimum historical value at risk, we have given this filter of 95%. So since this is the fund section, by default, it will be set at 95% of confidence interval. Now we say that if history were to repeat itself with a 95% confidence interval, Parag Parikh has a downside risk of 18.06 percentage. Now, in order to understand this in detail, we will also be looking upon a single fund analysis as well. Before that, two things that you need to remember while viewing this data in this fund section. First thing, that this data, since we are viewing it in the fund section, this will be since inception for each of these funds, or for that matter, all the major parameters that we view in the funds section will be since inception. So for Parag Parikh, this VAR of negative 18% is since its age of 12.3 years. In addition to that, all these parameters that you see in the fund section will be in an annualized manner. Now, in order to understand this value at risk in detail, how it is performing against its benchmark, we will now go forward with a single fund analysis. For that, I'm simply clicking on this Parag Parikh FlexiCap fund name, and it will redirect to a single fund analysis page. Now, this being a single fund analysis, as I mentioned, we are viewing everything in the fund section since its inception. We can also verify it on single fund analysis as well, wherein I'm just going to change this start date and clicking on this inception date. And in the fund performance tab, if you could just scroll down, you get to see the similar figure. What we saw in the funds screener tab is now also available on a, or is verifying the same thing on a single fund analysis when I simply just changed the start date to inception date of the fund. Now, when we are talking about single fund analysis, we are able to view the VAR not just for the fund, but also for the benchmark, which in this case is Nifty 500, since this being a flexi cap fund. Now, if I try to explain this with the example, let's say if 100 rupees is invested in both the fund as well as that of the benchmark, the capital erosion for the fund would be 18.06 rupees, which is to say that the capital that stays intact would be something around 82 or 80 rupees. And in the similar situation, if 100 rupees was invested in the benchmark, the capital erosion would be around 24.48 rupees. That is to say that the capital that will remain intact will be somewhere around 76 or 75. Now, this is basis a confidence interval of 95. Now, this 95 is an industry standard to be kept for value at risk. Now, this value at risk, the industry standard is you can keep it either at 90 or at 95 or 99. So, right here, when you go forward with a single fund analysis, you will be having an option to edit this interval. However, in the fund section, this interval remains static at 95%. So we say that with a 99% confidence interval, there is 1% probability that if history were to repeat itself, the fund would go down by a total of 32%, while the benchmark would go down by a total of 44%. Now, there are two VAR that you can have a look upon right here. One is mentioned as historical VAR, and the other is mentioned as implied VAR. Now, the understanding or the calculation methodology remains the same. The only difference is the parameter that is taken under consideration to calculate each. While we calculate historical VAR, we consider the historical returns as the parameter. And when implied VAR is calculated, we consider the historical volatility for the purpose of calculation. Both these parameters will show you anytime the downside risk basis the confidence interval that you have set in. And simply by hovering your cursor onto these question marks, you can have an explanation of what does that parameter stand for. Now, once we are through this VAR, which was again for a data which is from the inception of that respective fund against that of a benchmark, let's say you want to view this for a specific time period in past. So again, I'll go to this funds section, and what I will be doing is bringing this entire data of 15 funds to the compare section. And that is done by clicking on a single option called as add top 50 to compare, just by doing a left click. So our entire list has now gotten added to this compare section, wherein you can add not just funds but also the respective benchmark as well as category average, and you can add the same from this section called as add other items. So I'll simply search for Nifty 500, which is the appropriate benchmark since it is FlexiCap as the category. And just below that, you can also search for the category average, which will be FlexiCap. Now you can see each of the benchmark and the category average has gotten added in, and they could be identified since they come up as separate blue color coded columns. Now, in order to change the time period that we are focusing on, you will be required to click on this settings icon in this section called as returns column. Before setting in a respective start date, one thing that you need to keep in mind are these 5 columns that you come across: the CAGR, the standard deviation, the Sharpe, Sortino, and VAR. Each of these 5 columns, by default, when you bring them to the compare section, would be since their inception. You wish to view this for a specific time period in past, you are supposed to change in the time period, and for returns column, this is the settings icon which can help you to change the time period. So let's say I select it for appropriately a 2-year time period. So I'll select approx 25th September 2023 and I'll click on go. Now this data that we are viewing is from the start date that we have set in till the last trading day, that is yesterday's date. Now we can focus upon VAR, which is this column, and just by clicking on the column heading, you can sort your data either in the ascending or in the descending order. Now, basis the downside risk that we are focusing for the previous 2 years, we can see the lowest is for Parag Parekh, followed by HDFC Flexi Cap, which is ranging between a 15 to a 16 percentage. And we can also observe that there are these 7 or 8 funds whose downside risk or VAR is in fact lower than the category average as well as that of the benchmark too. Following this, we scroll further towards the right to arrive at these pink color coded columns, which are currently empty. In order to activate them, you are required to click on this checkbox of relative returns and the data comes up. By default, it will pick up a benchmark of Nifty 50. You could change it to your desired benchmark. So since these are flexi cap, I'll select Nifty 500. In addition to that, this is the date section, which is specific to these pink color coded columns called as relative columns. Now we say that the date that we input in the relative returns column should be similar to the date that we input in this green color coded columns, which is the returns column, so that we could ensure an apples to apples comparison of the data that we are looking upon. So here as well, for the relative returns, I will consider 25th September 2023, a 2-year time period for analysis. Now, specifically talking about relative returns, we will be looking upon their capture ratios. Up capture, which lets us know how is the fund performing when the benchmark was in a bull run, and down capture ratio lets us know how is the fund performing when the benchmark was in a bear run. So we usually say up capture, higher the better, that is more than 100, the better it is. And down capture, we say lower the better, that is less than 100, the better it is. Now we can understand this in detail as to how did we arrive at these figures that we see in the compare section. I'll just load this in single fund analysis, and I'll then change this date to the start date that we had set in the funds tab. So I'll select 25th September 2023. In this funds performance section, I'll just scroll down and locate this up capture and down capture ratio. Again, hovering on the question mark will give you an explanation for the parameter. Now, this 81.13 that we see, how did we arrive at this parameter will be clicking on the I button, giving an explanation for the same. While calculating up capture ratio, we consider only such months wherein the benchmark generated a positive return, irrespective whether the fund generated a positive or a negative return. The major focus in is how did the benchmark generate the return. Once we consider all those months when the benchmark generated a positive return and the corresponding returns that were generated by the fund, we simply take a CAGR of this data set. And that you can see is 45.8 for the benchmark and 37.1 for the fund, which is saying that when the benchmark was going up by 45.8%, my fund went up just by 37. And hence we see a lower up capture ratio. Now, how did we arrive at this figure of 81? It is a simple division of this fund return with that of the benchmark CAGR return. And as I mentioned, higher the up capture ratio, the better is the performance of the fund when the benchmark is in a bull run. And similarly, converse is the down capture ratio. We will consider only such months when the benchmark generated a negative return, irrespective whether the fund generated a positive or a negative return. For example, in the month of December 2024, we see the benchmark has a negative return of minus 1.34%, while the fund has a positive return of 1.01. Why did we consider the fund return? Because we are majorly focusing on how did the benchmark perform, and correspondingly we see how has the fund performed. Again, we take a CAGR of these data set and we see that when the benchmark fell down by 3.9, our fund fell down just by 1.3. Hence, we could see some amount of resilience in this fund. And that is what you can see mentioned right here. That is 33.5, which is again a division of the fund return with that of the benchmark return. And for down capture ratio, we say the lower the better. So, which is to say that less than 100, the better it is. That is typically because we say that the benchmark is considered to be at 100. Hence, up capture more than 100, the better, and down capture less than 100, the better it is. Following up capture and down capture ratio, we will now be focusing on this beta as a parameter. Now, beta lets us know how riskier a fund is when we consider it or compare it against a benchmark. Now, beta of a benchmark with itself will always be 1, and a beta higher than 1 lets us know that the fund is more riskier than the benchmark, while the beta less than 1 lets us know that the fund is less riskier than that of the benchmark. Now, looking upon the beta parameter, we could see that the Quant and JM Flexi Cap are two such funds whose beta in the previous 2 years that we have set in are in fact a bit higher than that of the benchmark, which is to say that they are taking higher risk than that of the benchmark. And then we can also verify the same just by viewing their standard deviation as well. We see that Nifty 500 has a standard deviation, that is volatility, to an extent of 14.2, while JM has it to an extent of 16.08 and Quant is to an extent of 16.89%. And similarly, you can also view their VAR, which is the downside risk, also is higher. So higher is the volatility, higher is the downside risk that you can expect from that respective fund. Now, once we are through this main list, we will now be going towards this risk versus return scatter plot. Now, this is a scatter plot wherein on the x axis, you get to see annualized risk. And for that, we consider standard deviation. And on the y axis, we can see annualized return. And the scatter plot is divided into four quadrants: low risk, high return on the top left, low risk, low return towards the left bottom section, high risk, high return at the top right hand side, and high risk, low return at the bottommost right side. Now, basis a time period that you set in, which you have an option to edit and change. So I'll again keep the same time period of 2 years that we were analyzing, 25th September 2023, and I'll click on go. Now, basis this 2 year time period, the funds that we have brought to the compare section is simply getting plotted based on its risk and returns as a parameter. Now, if we try to read it for Parag Parikh, which happens to be extreme left of this scatter plot, it says that this fund is taking in the lowest level of risk in consideration to the other 14 flexi cap funds in the compare tab, and at the same time is generating a moderate level of return. While if we talk about Motilal Oswal Flexi Cap, it happens to be in the high risk, high return quadrant. That is, with consideration to the other funds in the compares tab, this fund is indeed taking in a higher level of risk, but at the same time is able to generate a higher level of return. And if at all we focus on the majority of funds, we can see that they are plotted into this low risk section specifically, or rather you can see that they are getting plotted towards this central section of this respective scatter plot. They are taking in a low, they are generating lower return, and at the same time they are taking in a moderate level of risk is what we can understand. Following this risk versus return scatter plot, we go to this drawdown tab. Now, this is called as the drawdown and recovery analysis, which lets us know how quickly a specific fund is recovering from any loss that has happened in the past. Here as well, let's say I set in a 2 year time period only. And this will show you the top 5 losses experienced by each of the fund. To view those in detail, you can simply click on this graph-like icon and it gives you an explanation for the loss. So talking about Parag Parikh, it says that the loss for this fund was to an extent of 8.7. The highest loss in the previous 2 years was to an extent of 8.75%, wherein the fund NAV, which was at 82.67, started falling and it reached a level of 75.43. Now, when did this loss happen? You can see September 26, 2024 and 7th September 2025. This was the duration of the loss, which is equivalent to a total of 137 working days. And post this end date of 7th April 2025, it took a total of 28 working days for this fund to cross this start NAV of 82.67. And we say the recovery happened on 15th May 2025. That is to say that on this date, the NAV crossed our start price of drawdown. Now you can view that anytime onto this line chart as well, wherein the gray region will show you the drawdown phase and the white region will show you the recovery phase. Now, if we try to locate this 15th May 2025 onto this line chart, yeah, right here, you get to see 15th May, the NAV was 82.68. And hence, this is the date that we have considered to be the recovery date, which is higher than the start price when the drawdown started. So these are the top 5 losses that we are showing. And at a gist, towards this drawdowns tab, we show you what is the size of loss that is experienced by the scheme, the length, which is saying the number of days for which the NAV kept on falling or the drawdown continued, and then the recovery tab will tell you how many working days did it take for the fund to recover from the loss that has happened. You can anytime sort this data just by clicking on either of these column headings. And we can clearly see that majority of funds have still not recovered from their worst drawdown in the previous 2 years, except for the 3 funds that we can see: Parag Parikh, HDFC, and Kota. Rest all of them are still recovering from this loss that had happened before the true 2 years time period, the worst loss they had experienced. They've still not recovered from the same. And the last tab that we will be focusing on will be this rollings tab. Now, rollings lets us know the consistency of the schemes that we are looking upon. You can see rolling window has been mentioned here, which is equivalent to what is the holding period of each of these funds. Next to that, you can see 260 has been mentioned. You can hover on the question mark and you can all get an explanation of why do we consider 260. So we consider only the working days, only the trading days, and hence 1 year is equivalent to 260 working days. That is what we have considered for this rolling window parameter. Next to that, you can see the start and the end date. Let's say I edit this date to a 5-year time horizon. So I'll select, let's say 25th September 2020 till yesterday's date, and I'll click on run. Now, how do we read this data is if we focus on this average rolling return column, and if we try to understand it for HDFC Flexi Cap, which is to an extent of 23.06. So it says that if you would have held on to this fund, HDFC Flexi Cap, for any 1 year, which is our holding period, from this start date of September 2020 till this end date of September 2025, you would have had an average rolling return to an extent of 23.06 percentage. Now, you would also know how did we arrive at this average. So in order to understand that, you can come towards this line chart to understand it in detail. Now, I'll just keep my cursor on this very first data point that you can view for this fund, which happens to be 28 September 2021, and the fund name is HDFC Flexi Cap and it says 56.78. So this says that if an investor would have invested into HDFC exactly 260 days prior to 28th September 2021, which happens to be our start date, that is 25th September 2020. So as on this date of 2021, they would have had an average rolling return to an extent of 56.7%. Now, on our platform, we calculate these rolling data on a daily basis that way specifically. So for every 260 data point, you will be able to see their rolling return. For example, if I keep the cursor right here on 10th October 2022 for HDFC Flexi Cap, it is saying that exactly 260 days prior to this date, if you would have invested into this fund, you would have had a rolling return of 8.6%. Now, since these are the daily returns that you see onto this line chart, we take an average of these daily rolling returns to arrive at this average rolling return parameter. Following that, you get to see this VOL, which stands for volatility and not volume. So this VOL will let us know how volatile are these rolling returns specifically. Following that, as the name suggests, high and low, will tell us the highest rolling return that was generated by the fund in the time horizon that we have set in. Followed by that, you get to see the lowest rolling return that was generated by the fund. Following, you get to see the range, which lets you know the swing between high and low. That is to say that, for example, for Motilal Oswal, it says that the highest rolling return was to an extent of 51.7%, while the lowest rolling return was to an extent of negative 13%. Now, how did we arrive at this range percentage? Is specifically we do a subtraction of this low from high in order to arrive at this range. And the last column lets us know what percent of time a specific fund has generated only positive returns. So you can see Parag Parikh, it says 90% of times this fund has generated positive returns. That is to say that there were few instances this fund did generate negative return. However, if we look upon HDFC, it says 100% of times this fund generated only positive return. And that is the reason you see even the lowest return for this fund is a positive figure. Hence, 100% of times it has generated a positive return. Now, let's say I try and change the rolling window to a 2-year holding period. All I did is 260 into 2, which is 520, and I click on go. Now, what we are doing is we are saying that if you hold on to any of these funds for exactly 2 years between this start date of September 2020 till this end date of September 2025, what would be your returns? And exactly is what you can see right here, specifically focusing on this positive percentage column. You can see for almost all these funds, the positive percentage has indeed changed to 100, which is justifying the fact that saying that the more you stay invested into these funds, their chances of generating a lower return or a negative return reduces or negates. And that is what we can clearly see right here. In a 2-year holding period, each of these funds, the lowest return is also a positive figure, except for these three funds that we can see at the very bottom, which is Motilal, Axis, and UTI. So that is it for the topic related webinar. If anyone has any query or question, topic related query or question, you can either unmute yourself or type down your questions in the chat box.
या हेलो मैम।
Yes.
मैम, रिसर्च करते टाइम तो हमें कौन सी रेशो या कौन सी पर ज़्यादा फोकस करना चाहिए फंड चूज करने के लिए?
आई मीन उसके लिए तो आप बहुत सारे रेशियोज कंसिडर कर सकते हैं आपके हिसाब से। फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आपको शार्प रेशियो कंसिडर करना है जो आपको रिस्क एडजस्टेड रिटर्न्स बताता है, ये एक पैरामीटर हो सकता है। देन आप उसका रिस्क देख सकते हो दूसरे फंड से कंपेयर, आप जो फंड पे फोकस कर रहे हो उस रिस्क के अगेंस्ट, कैटेगरी एवरेज के अगेंस्ट कैसा परफॉर्म कर रहा है। देन अगेन, जैसे मैंने ये रोलिंग रिटर्न्स के बारे में एक्सप्लेन किया जो आपको कंसिस्टेंसी बताता है, ये अगेन एक क्रूशियल पैरामीटर बन जाता है एक फंड सिलेक्ट करने में। फॉलोइंग ड्रॉडाउन्स भी आप डिटरमाइन कर सकते हो। अगर लेट्स से वो फंड लॉस एक्सपीरियंस कर रहा है
तो उसको कितना टाइम लग रहा है उस लॉस से रिकवर करने को। तो ये जो कंपेयर टैब है ये मेजरली आपको उसी में हेल्प करता है कि आप फंड्स को शॉर्टलिस्ट कैसे कर सकते हो। सो यहाँ पे आप बहुत सारे टैब्स या बहुत सारे कंपोनेंट्स देख सकते हो जिसके बेसिस पे आप फंड्स शॉर्टलिस्ट कर सकते हो। मैंने यहाँ पे आपको थोड़े बहुत बताए। देर आर फर्दर मोर एज वेल जो आप यूज कर सकते हो ये सेक्शन।
राइट मैम, थैंक यू।
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Carry on.
Yeah, so do we have a simulation page where I can like compare if how 1 lakh would have been for the next 10 years for different funds and then compare their performance? So do you have a page for that to do these types of simulations?
Uh, Sorry, I just missed your question. Could you just repeat?
Yeah, sure. So I wanted to know if I want to see a performance of 2 or 3 funds that I have shortlisted for myself, and
Hmm.
I want to see that how 1 lakh would have performed for that
Oh,
period, like let's say for
okay.
1 year. So do
Ha ha
we
ha.
have a page for that for the
Sure.
comparison?
Sure. So in the compare section itself, you just bring your funds in this compare section, and
Okay.
then you can go to this point to point chart. So this is a section wherein you can put in your figure. For example, as you mentioned 1 lakh, I'll just put in 1 lakh right here. And then you can see 5 buckets are provided to you. Each of these buckets are anytime editable. So you can set in your respective start date and your respective end date accordingly. So you mentioned a 1 year time horizon. You can simply select that time period. And then you can view this in amount form. You can sort this data. You can view this in amount form, for which you can also have a graphical chart as well, a bar chart representation. In addition to that, you can also view this either in percentage format, which is either CAGR or absolute basis the time period that you have set in.
All right. Thanks. Understood.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so there is a question in the chat box. Is there any page for fund allocation in different sectors if I choose to invest in any scheme? So we have two sections wherein you could access the same data. First is the funds section. Holding analysis is the option wherein we have this sector changes, which lets us know the holdings of mutual funds into various sectors. You could view the latest data towards the extreme right, and you can click on that tile and it gives you a detailed explanation. So it says as of August 2025, these are the 716 funds that are holding into banks as a sector. You can also shortlist basis a SEBI category as well from this list that you select. So it will now show you only the holding of a specific SEBI category that you have selected. How are they holding into different sectors? In addition to that, you can also have a view for the same on a single fund analysis. So this is a single fund analysis for Parag Parikh, and you can locate this second tab of asset allocation, wherein the overview tab will let you know the current portfolio of a respective fund, and you can see the update date for each of these funds. So this will be showing you the latest data. Following that, there is this position over time, which can tell you how has the portfolio of this fund changed for the previous 12 months that way. So there's another question in the chat box. Can there be a visual chart for all the funds in the chart? So there is a section in this compare section itself, there is this charts tab. So this will typically show you the movements of the funds, the NAV movements of the funds when they are rebased to 100. Any
Anshu, there
more?
is a question in the chat box.
Yes. So can I make a personal dashboard into it so that I can see all the allocations with different schemes? So in the fund section, as such, you will not be having an option to create in a dashboard. As I highlighted, you can sort it basis a specific SEBI category that way. This option is available. For a respective category, you could view their sectoral allocations on and how it has changed on a month-on-month basis. Clicking on the tile, it can tell you for each sector, I mean for each category, how is the allocation gone to every sector that way.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, if I upload my clients, this one, the CAMS report and the full portfolio report,
Hmm.
in that same way, can we see that how much they are all put together in investment, having the banking, IT software and all, the current
Uh,
which you are showing
ye-
here, the
yeah,
dashboard,
yeah,
can
yeah,
we
yeah.
have that one?
Yes, so on a portfolio level, that feature is anytime available. So what you can do is you can drop your contact number or your mail in the chat box, and our team can reach out to you for discussion or having a training on the same. That is anytime available on a portfolio level analysis.
Okay, okay. Same thing means how much is the banking? Again, if I go to the banking, which all bank they are holding,
Yes,
that
yes.
that
On a
we can get
portfolio
it.
level, on a weighted average basis, it will show you how it is holding into each of the sectors. Top 10 is what we will be showing you on a sectoral
On
level.
only top 10, not all.
All we will be showing you in the overviews tab, but if you're talking about sectoral level, it will
Hmm.
be top 10 that we will be showing you.
Yeah, and so you can run a quick portfolio and show.
Yes.
Basically, all the data you need will be available. You can see it here. We just show top 10 sectors because, otherwise more than that just clogs up the chart. But that data is still downloadable. So what you're seeing here in the asset allocation section, this is equity sectors. But if you go back to the overview, this is actually the underlying portfolio exposures based on the mutual funds that you have in the portfolio. So this has everything. So if you download this Excel, which is on the right hand side, there's a little box here, you'll actually see all of that data. But then visually also we show a lot of stuff here.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Any new thing is upcoming?
Yeah, we're continuously working on new, upgrades. The one thing we're working on right now is a new feature for the Engine Pro section, which will allow you to compare up to 10 portfolios in one place. So currently, users are able to basically compare two portfolios side by side. So you'll be able to compare up to 10. We're also working. We've also started work on a new equities platform that is underway. And yeah, other than that, we have a long list of kind of requirements that we've got from users, which keep coming on a regular basis, and we one by one basically we go through those and keep releasing them. If you want to have a look of look through kind of the recently what we have released, there's a place on our website where you can actually go and check the updates. In fact, here there's a link that's actually for the Twitter account, but on our main website, there's a releases page where you can actually see the previous releases as well.
Okay, thank you.
There's another question about Bloomberg Terminal provides global news and several comparison data. So we have a lot of data that especially specific to the Indian market. So we have a news section where you can see all the kind of best news, major news feeds from all over India and some global sources as well. So this is always available for you inside the platform. We also have an insight section where you get various different insights from all different categories. So this is updated regularly, and the news section is live. You don't need a separate keyboard to access our platform. It will run on basically a Chrome or Edge or even Safari, just on a computer with a reasonably fast internet connection, and you can use it anywhere in the world. So it's accessible everywhere. You don't have to install anything.
And the fund recommendation, one to we are having on the tab, and the second, can we find out any else also in this system?
Sure. So firstly, none of these are recommendations. So we have scores. We don't actually provide any recommendations.
Yeah,
So these are
scores only. Yeah.
yes, the scores. So you may be interested to look in the Engine Pro section where we have a strategy section. So obviously, as you've seen, we
Yeah,
score
this I know. This
here.
I know. Other than this,
Yeah.
suppose I want to have the
Mhm.
which one is the means best flexi cap or best arbitrage
Yeah,
fund,
yeah.
that where I can
That's
search.
so that's
I can.
anywhere you look at funds, the score will show up. So just like if we go to the screener, for example, here, if you say flexi cap, see there's the flexi cap category. There's some filters we put on top, but you can see the fund score here. And if you want to see all the fund scores for all the flexi cap funds, just quickly load one of the funds here. So you can see we've just loaded Parag Parikh FlexiCap Fund. And so just go slightly slower. Just close this box so we can show them how you got to this window. So there's that black
Okay.
little black box here. You click on that. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see
नहीं
all
करते, बस
other...
एक मीटिंग 10 मिनट में खत्म हो रहा
Yeah.
है सर, करके करते.
Yeah. So here on the right-hand side, you can see all the other FlexiCap funds and how this fund is rated alongside that. So you can see the scores for any fund all over the platform.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
हेलो
Yes.
मैम, जो ये आपका इंजन का स्कोर बेस है,
Hmm.
ये मैम कितने टाइम पर चेंज होता रहता, मतलब कि अगर
Uh,
हमने इस स्कोर बेस पे कस्टमर को फंड देना हो तो
hmm.
उसको हम रिकमेंड कर सकते हैं?
यस, सो ये जो हम बोलते हैं फंड स्कोर, ये मंथ ऑन मंथ बेसिस पे चेंज होता है, एवरी मंथ चेंज होता है। और अगर आपको हिस्ट्री देखना है इसका, आप यहाँ पे भी इसका हिस्ट्री देख सकते हो। फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर मैं ये पराग पारिक का ही हिस्ट्री देख लूँ, तो आप देख सकते हो इनिशियली जब हमने इसको लॉन्च किया था या जब ये टेस्टिंग फेज में था, जो ये 6.7 पे था, आप देख सकते हो कंसिस्टेंटली इसका परफॉर्मेंस तो इम्प्रूव हुआ है इन दैट केस।
ठीक है।
तो दिस स्कोर कैन ऑल्सो बी यूज, जो आप बोल रहे थे उस चीज के लिए भी ये यूज तो कर सकते हो आप इसको, बिकॉज ये आपको बता रहा है कंसिस्टेंटली यस ये फंड अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है।
राइट, थैंक यू।
Any more questions? Please let us know. Yes, so there was a question in the chat box as to how did we arrive at the score comparison. So I was there in this funds section. You can locate for a single fund analysis either just by clicking right here. If not, you can search for a fund from this search fund box option. Once you click on this is a single fund analysis that you will come across. Next to the name of the fund, you could see this black tile mentioned as Engine Fund Score. You can click on that tile, and then firstly there is an explanation of how did we arrive at the score, and on the right hand side you get to see the score comparison against other funds that are from the same category. So through single fund analysis you can click on the black tile for the same. Right, there's also another question in the chat box. How do we upload a CAS file? So we have a statement analyzer feature on the top right hand side. This is a section wherein you can upload CAS files from NSDL, CDSL or CAMS. You simply click on choose file, put in the file password and click on check file, post which you're supposed to click on an option called as proceed and save file. Once that is done, it will start showing up towards the right hand side. So this is how you can upload it onto the platform, and to run an analysis on the same, you can just go to this portfolios tab and click on this load statement analyzer page. Just click on this plus icon to onboard that CAS file and to run an analysis on the same. Yeah, so this is how your portfolio analysis would look like. There was another question in the chat box. How would portfolio analysis would look like? So these are all the tabs that you can come across when you go forward with a portfolio level analysis on the platform. Any more questions? Please let us know. All right, if there are no further questions, we'll close for today. Thank you all for joining in. You could anytime visit our YouTube page. We have a dedicated playlist for all the webinars that have been conducted up until now. Today's webinar will also be updated by next week. We have a total of 170 odd videos that have been uploaded, and we've also created a playlist for webinars that have been conducted in Hindi up until now. Thank you all for joining in. Hope to see you again next week with a new topic. Thank you.